to find a comfortable seat. So adjust in anything that you would like to adjust, sitting cross-legged in a half lotus or in a easy cross-legged position or in Virasana position, sitting on your heels, and make a couple of intuitive movements with your shoulders, maybe interlacing your fingers behind the back and opening the chest. I feel always nice to open up the front of our body, maybe moving our neck and releasing some tension in that area, so allowing your shoulders to hang. And you can do also this kind of relaxation exercise that we were practicing the other day when we were rotating in our shoulder joints. So anything that feels good, maybe dropping the shoulders and lifting the shoulders, and also releasing the facial muscles. And finally, when you're getting the sense that you feel you are ready to start the meditation session, taking a moment once again to adjust anything you need to adjust in order to be able to sit with a straight spine but not rigid, so still relaxed shoulders, relaxed posture, keeping your hands on your laps or on your knees. And we're gonna close our eyes and start connecting with our breath by taking few breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. The usual cleansing breath at the beginning of the session, so that we can really tune in and allow our breath to occupy our attention. And as always, feel free to use visualization with your out breath or with your in breath or with both. Inhaling strength, energy, whatever you think would be beneficial for you mentally or physically, and exhaling something that you would like to get rid of it. So maybe tiredness, maybe unfinished conversation, and maybe just using the out breath as a symbol of closing the door for this half an hour. So you are in that space of your inner calm, where everything is in control, because the control is within you. It does not depend on external factors. And then we come to breathe naturally, so following our own breathing rhythm, staying positive. So we're gonna use this little mindfulness exercise. When we inhale in our box breathing, we repeat the words, I do my best, and then we hold the breath for 4 counts, and then we exhale and we mentally will repeat the words, I let go of the rest, and really feeling that you allow yourself to relax in this feeling, and then we hold the breath on the exhale, so keep empty lungs for 4 counts, and then we continue like this, so breathing for 4 counts, saying, I do my best, holding the breath for 4, and exhaling, I let go of the rest, and holding for 4. So I'll let you do the count, and if you're not comfortable with 4, for each part of the breath, you can stick to 3. Or you can just allow yourself to settle in this equal rhythm of 4 parts of the breath, just repeating this little mindfulness mantra in your head. Inhaling, I do my best. Holding the breath and feeling the truth of the statement. And exhaling with relief, allowing everything that does not depend on you. You let go. I'll let go of the rest. I will be silent, so please continue for a few rounds of breath with our breathing and meditation. breathing. And then we release the mantra and our mental phrase. And we release the control over the breath, and we allow our breath to return to natural rhythm. And we take a moment to set the intention for our practice, repeating it silently in our head. 3 times. And then we open our eyes and release our legs, and we're gonna shake them. And I would like today to give you one more asana to take away, as we've done in the previous days from the beginning of the week. So if you remember, we've been doing few things. So we were using this rotation in the shoulder joint to release the shoulders. That the exercise you can do at any time to release the shoulder and the neck and to get rid of this tech neck, so-called. So remedy the problems of long time sitting and working with digital media. And then we used the down-facing dog, actually not the down-facing dog, but the dog at the wall to relax the shoulders. So you remember that one probably. And then we used also the stretches on the neck and rotation of the head to release the neck. And today we're going to use another pose, which is useful for any time, especially at the end of the day, when you feel that you are tired, you are lack of energy, and you want to feel safe and recovering. So this is a child pose, and it can be done in a few ways. So one way is to open our knees as wide as a mat or wider, depending on how open you are in the hips or in any other position. So if you have a space in between your knees, and your chest may fall more forward. And for some people who are not flexible or not comfortable, you can use any cushion or several cushions from your bed. For instance, to put it under your chest if it's more comfortable, so it makes it a restorative pose. And then you can rest on the cushion, or I prefer to rest it just with the arms straight out, resting my forehead on the ground, or you can also rest with your arms behind. So these are the variations. And for some people who are very tight in the hips and the back, it may be useful to put a cushion or a blanket just under the thighs, so you are not hanging and you are not pressing with your head down, but you allow your hips to move backwards towards the heels, and then you rest on a blanket or on a cushion. So that's the pose, and let's find your preferred child pose, and we're gonna start with the child pose today. So finding the variation that appeals to you. And remember that we are doing it as a restorative. It can be also be done in an active fashion, but today we are using this pose in its restorative function. So it helps us to connect to ourselves, connect to our breath, and we can relax our belly here, so you can start naturally breathing deeper. You can quickly scan your body for any tensions or any sense of discomfort. And then gradually you'll start relaxing towards the floor. This is also a wonderful pose before you go to sleep. So it really makes your blood pressure to drop, and you can relax deeper and fall asleep faster. And as you lie down in the child pose, if you need to adjust something because you change your mind and maybe it feels nicer to try with your arms alongside of the body, so you can relax your shoulders a bit more, feel free to do it. We take a few more breaths here. And then we place our hands on both sides of the head, and we will use our hands to push ourselves back to sitting on our heels. So that's a child pose, so hopefully you can use it, and it's in itself is mini yoga practice, so great as a restorative pose at the end of the day. But ourselves, we're gonna move into more active poses from now on. So placing the hands under the shoulders and placing the knees under the hips, we're gonna start by activating our spine as always, so rounding the back, exhaling and inhaling, looking up. So move as fast as necessary or feels good with your breath. So the breath determines how fast you move. If you breathe slower, you move slower. And exhaling, rounding the back, and inhaling, lifting the head up. So allowing your spine to warm up slowly. And then we stop in the middle, and then we're gonna do a couple of rotations that will loosen up our hips, but also shoulders and wrists. So we bring our weight towards the right, over the wrists, towards the left, and all the way back. So our arms are straight, so we activate the area around our shoulders. So stretching back as it feels good, and going over the wrists as far as your wrists permit you, without bringing the sense of pain or discomfort. Really moving very consciously, observing what is happening, where you feel this movement, the shoulders, hips, somewhere else. And then we stop in the middle and we change direction. So we move towards the right, towards the back, towards the left. Few more rounds. And I feel quite a lot going on in my shoulders, so if you keep your arms straight, probably you will feel it too. And then last round, we're gonna stop in the middle, and then we're gonna change the position of the hands, and depending on your wrists, you might do one arm at a time. So for example, left wrist is forward and the fingers are backwards, and the right hand in a normal position with the fingers straight out, or you can do both arms. And we do little movements up and back. So this time just moving up and back, going over to the front and moving backwards. So be very careful, you feel probably the stretch in your inner arms. Wonderful way to activate those acupuncture meridians that run through the inner arms. And these are essential meridians that regulate our circulation system, so heart, lungs. And then we just explore the sensation. So don't go any deeper than your wrists permit. There should be a sense of stretch, not pain. And then we stop and gently release. And if you were doing one arm at a time, you need to make sure that you've done both sides. And you're gonna shake the wrists. Just notice what this child pose does to you after a certain activity. So finding your preferred child pose position, and with the arms forward or arms back. There is also another variation of child pose that can be really relaxing, at least for me. It's when we bring our arms inside of the legs. So we're really resting on the top of our head, and our arms are in front of the body, in between the legs. So try it out if it feels good. Don't forget to breathe. letting go of any tension in your mouth and in your face. Few more breaths. And then we bring our hands next to our head, both sides, and we bring ourselves up. And we're gonna turn around to move on our back. So we're gonna finish up with one back bend, and we do it in a dynamic fashion. It's gonna be a preparation for the bridge pose. So remember, your feet are hip width apart, not wider than your hips. And your knees are also hip width apart, so don't allow your knees to drop in and don't allow them to drop out. So just parallel the feet, and the sides of the feet are parallel, not splaying around, just like this. And we're gonna bring our hands behind the back, lifting the hips, and we're gonna move our hands, interlacing them behind the back. And then on a big inhale, we're gonna lift ourselves a little bit higher. So you press through your feet and start lifting the hips up, keeping the head in neutral. So don't rotate to look towards the right or towards the left, and stay with your knees in one position. So don't allow your knees to drop out or drop in. So keep them and keep on pressing for a few breaths, going to your maximum, and then going on exhale down, lowering your hips. So any juice for the second one? Let's do it anyway. So prepare yourself, and remember your feet are so close to your buttocks that you can ideally touch your heels with your middle finger. And then we interlace their hands behind the back, and bringing the shoulder blades together. And on a big inhale, we're gonna lift up, maybe this time a bit higher, and keep all the toes on the ground. So the toes of both feet are pressing into the ground, the heels are pressing, the full surface of the feet are pressing to lift your buttocks up, and it's your chest that is moving towards the chin. And on the exhale, we release very slowly, so don't rush. And for a moment, we just allow our knees to drop in. So connect your knees. You can move your feet a little bit more towards the side, allowing our lower back to relax. And then we're gonna bring our knees towards the chest, doing a couple of circles on our backs. Changing direction as always, so both directions. And then we place our feet on the ground again. We open our arms and we allow our knees to drop towards the right. And we're gonna look over the left shoulder. Just a few breaths. A little spinal twist to rebalance our spine. And on the inhale, we bring the knees up, and on the exhale, we will allow the knees to drop towards the left, and we turn our head to look over the right shoulder. One more breath. And on a big inhale, knees back up. And for the last time, we're gonna hug our knees towards the chest. And we're gonna roll side to side, maybe making circles again. And we are ready to move into our final relaxation in Shavasana. And I'm gonna today guide you through 61-point relaxation technique. So this is one, is also extremely important to bring almost immediate relaxation in the body, and also a good preparation for sleep. Very often you would not be able to finish all 61 points. So finding your comfortable Shavasana, bringing your shoulders maybe more closer towards each other and shoulder blades towards the center of the spine, arms, palms facing up, the feet rolling out in a natural way, wider than the hips maybe, or as wide as the hips. And we take 1 or 2 breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Maybe releasing your vocal cords. And then settling in your normal breath. And as usually during the 61 point relaxation, all you need to know and do is to very quickly move your attention towards the points in the body I'm gonna call into your mind. So we're gonna start by inhaling and exhaling, and then I will start. Bring your attention to the area in between your eyebrows, base of your neck, your right shoulder, your right elbow, your right wrist, right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, right wrist, right elbow, right shoulder, base of the neck, left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, left thumb, index finger, middle finger, fourth finger, little finger, left wrist, left elbow, left shoulder, the base of the neck, your heart area, right side of the chest, your heart area, left side of your chest, your heart area, your solar plexus, your lower abdomen, right hip, right knee, right ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky, right ankle, right knee, right hip, your lower abdomen, your left hip, left knee, left ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left ankle, left knee, left hip, solar plexus, in your heart area, the base of your neck, your third eye. And then you drop all the attention and to any specific point and return your attention to the breath. Taking few breaths in and out. And we start awakening our bodies by moving our fingers and toes. Taking time, maybe giving yourself a nice stretch. Maybe inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth for one more time. And then finding your way towards your right and left side. So rolling over to your side and staying there for a few breaths. If you can, with the eyes closed. And then using the arms, we're going to lift ourselves back to sitting position. So finding a comfortable sitting position for our final reflection and repeating intention for the things that are really important in our life. So allowing your breath to flow naturally and easily. Feeling the straight spine, the energetic lift from your sitting bones up to the crown of your head. And we call into our minds our intention that we set for this practice. And we repeat this intention 3 times, making our mind focused and aware of the things that are really important in our lives. And then we're gonna keep our eyes closed and we're gonna rub our hands, so creating a lot of heat in between our palms. And then we cover our eyes with our hands. And then keeping the hands on our eyes, we start opening the eyes softly, and we will remove the hands very, very slowly, opening up ourselves to all the external world. And we finish up by bringing the hands in front of the chest and namaste, bowing our head in gratitude for finding time to practice. Have a nice day. That completes our session, so see you tomorrow and be well. Enjoy the sun.